Polite Enquiries, Hagley Oval. Mookie Joe says, as an Indian, I'm confused at being impressed by our Pacers. How should I feel? I mean, this is a sentence I would never have thought beforehand. Geez, the Indian Pacers have been amazing.
Consult a doctor immediately.
Yeah. And that was an ironic, Mike. I mean, they really have been good. They were good in both games. They're almost better than their batsmen at this point, which is just weird. It seems like we've come to some alternate universe.
I don't think South Africa are that good. I've always said this, though, haven't I? So,
I'm with you there. And Pakistan. Pakistan's batsmen aren't very good either.
No one's claiming they are. Not even the Pakistan batsmen's mums are claiming they're very good.
Fair point.
So I think they're probably tougher tests to come. But hey, good start. They are world champions. It's a bit bizarre how India have been written off. World champions, yeah?
Yeah.
England beat them twice a couple of weeks ago. That's why they've been written off. But they are world champions, and you shouldn't write them off because obviously they've got some really good players in there.
Satosh says, can Scotland losing to England officially be termed an upset?
No. I mean, England have played quite poorly in this World Cup, but obviously Scotland have quite a long way to go, don't they? This was a great opportunity for Scotland, though, and I think they'll be quite disappointed. I thought they let themselves down just a little bit, to be honest.
And I thought England let themselves down. I thought England should have scored well beyond 300. The platform that they laid against a team, especially a team that had to make up their fifth bowler from random fielders that they found around. They had a spinner bowling so slow that even you and I would have thought we could have hit boundaries from
He is incredibly slow. There are various myths in the world. The Loch Ness Monster and the idea that 350 is a pass score in ODIs. It's just not. People keep saying, you've got to get a score at least 340. Why do you? To win by 100?
Come on. That's got nothing to do with this. If they were playing a better side today and they batted like they did in the last 20 overs, it would have come back to bite them because they were very, very ordinary in the last 20 overs. And just because they made it to 300, that is... Which is fine, which is why I'm pointing out how bad they batted in the last 20 overs.
The difference between the sides, apart from Moeen Ali being super, was Ian Bell's quite ugly 50. Yeah. Because by doing that, he gave them a platform. I think he'll get quite a lot of criticism in the British press tomorrow. I think it's wrong.
Oh, I don't think he deserves criticism. I think the last 20 overs was where the big problem is.
But that's why they're batted like that, because they know the batsmen after them are out of form. Yeah. It's easy for me to say. I don't know, I think I just followed some of your spit.
Moeen Ali made 42% of the runs, despite the fact that most of them were wide, some of the other runs, and he went out in the 35th over. England were just not good enough. They are still nowhere near as good as they can play, and they might go out in this tournament due to rain, weirdly.
I thought that the way they played today, where Ian Bell actually played the sort of platform innings, the old trot-style innings, was the way they should go, because if he is out early, I can see them being bowled out all the time. They were bowled out in 13 of their last 19 ODIs before today, and the reason they weren't today is because Bell batted for quite a long time. They almost were anyway. What were they, 8 down?
Bell's fault. Dennis Does Cricket says,
Deno,
why not make the World Cup 8 teams, rename it the Champions Trophy, and replace the one killed off?
Well, it hasn't been killed off. They're playing it in England in 2017. Wake up, Deno.
Gurav says, on a scale of 1 to Finn against McCullum, how pathetic was Wayne Parnell yesterday? I mean, look, his bowling wasn't great, and they obviously had to rely on him more because Philander was injured, but why is he batting at 7? He shouldn't be batting at 7. There's a massive problem with South Africa. What's the team? And they always seem to come into a World Cup with a shaky middle order, and they've done no different, and then they get accused of choking. Quite often you choke when you have a terrible middle order and you've got to chase totals in one-day cricket.
Well, they choked in 99. Well,
yeah, they have choked. They have definitely choked. But you know what? They didn't choke yesterday.
They're not that good. They've got 2 really good batsmen. They're hugely over-reliant on them.
1 really good bowler.
No, I think they've got a couple of decent bowlers, eh?
No, not one-day bowlers.
You don't think Staines a good one-day bowler?
Yeah, I think he is.
What about Morkel?
No.
I thought they batted really well against him yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think he's a really good one-day bowler.
I do. So we disagree there. But
you're wrong.
I don't think they're a great side. I think New Zealand and Australia are standouts by miles.
Atara says, do you think England will make the quarterfinals? Yes,
I don't
barely.
know. I think at this stage it's probably 50-50.
Yeah.
They've got to beat Bangladesh, but if it rains, and look at the weather now. I mean, this is New Zealand now. Touch and go, isn't it? If it rains their game against Afghanistan, for example, what happens? They're screwed, aren't they?
Yeah. Raju says, how come Bangladesh have more points than England and Pakistan combined?
Because they've won more games.
And there's a washout.
Yeah,
there you go. Sam says, what does Sarfaraz have to do to get a game?
Well, he last got one when they played 12 aside. And that is still the reason, because they can't balance the sides, a bit like Scotland. I mean, they have a huge problem with trying to get the right amount of bowlers and the right amount of batsmen in. That's so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think Umar Akmal's done everything in his power to get Sarfaraz back in the side, and he hasn't been able to.
I don't know about that. He
missed the ball here. Come on. He should not be keeping in international cricket.
He's not a great keeper. Are you going to drop him entirely?
No, he plays
who-
a batsman.
So who do you miss? Who missed out as a batsman?
Yunus Khan?
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad shout.
Fishuk says, reasons for most matches being one-sided. Are teams giving up too early, or is one team having a good day and the other team having a bad day
I think
repeatedly?
once you get behind, you're struggling, aren't you? I don't think teams are giving up. I don't think that's happening at all.
There's been some decent totals in first innings as well, which it's not about giving up, it's just about being a long way behind.
If you put a side under a lot of pressure and they're trying to catch up, you know, once it gets to sort of 8 and over and you're 4 wickets down, it's very difficult, isn't it? But you're right, there haven't been very many really exciting games, especially Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, Sri Lanka was the one that looked like it was going to be exciting, and even then, once Pereira got going, he sort of blew it out of the water a little bit.
Hey, early days, a lot of games to come.
There are literally a million games to come. Vibu says, do you think that South Africa choked again?
No. They're beaten by a side world champion. They're beaten by the world champions. It can't be that much. They can't always choke.
Bill McPherson says, what has better length, England's death bowling or the Hagley streaker?
Well, no one will have seen this, so we should explain the streaker that came on today. Okay, streakers are really boring. They're usually just so tedious. They're fat little fellas who waddle out and they get decked hard. And that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But this one, he was a stag of a man.
And he went around the wicket.
He went everywhere.
And then just when he was about to be caught, he darted up this hill up there, over the rack, then he ran out into the park naked. We don't even know if he had clothes
scaled
down.
the wall, he sidestepped all the stewards. There were dozens.
Yeah.
Incredibly quickly. And he ran up the grass banks over here like a stag. He leapt a wall over there.
Like a stag?
But then he found himself sort of in central Christchurch naked. And
like a stag?
And now he's on a policeman's wall, just his head, like that. Like a stag. But yes, his length was better than the England bowlers has been. I mean, England's death bowling will be the death of them. There's no doubt about it.
Broad still bowled short again today.
I haven't seen them bowl well at the death for over a year. I don't remember the last time.
They don't bowl above the salmon. Philip Meng says, considering that Balance is good at scoring 10s, what do you rate his World Cup performances out of 10?
I think he should be out of 11. Do you see what I've done there?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You've answered that well.
Yeah. Thanks.
Dr. Drake Ramore from Friends says, I think Polite Enquiries deserves a website of its own.
You never got to find it on its homepage.
See you tomorrow.